Hey, what's up, you all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Let me go ahead and make sure that everything's situated. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. One second. One second. Okay, cool. Yeah, we are ready to rock and roll. All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I am Van. We are all the LFR family. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Um, we're going to try to have a good time during this stream, although this stream is about something extremely serious. It's about something extremely serious. Much love to you all. Let's go ahead and get all these shout outs out the way. We got Florida. Is that Florida and Arizona up in here? What's going on, Rick? Thank you so much for being here, Rick. I appreciate you. 010101BE. What's going on? Good morning. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Shout out to Memphis. Shout out to Florida, Minnesota. Alicia Savage, Savage. How are you doing, Minnesota? How are everyone doing? Much love to everyone on Rumble. Much love to everyone on Twitch. Much love to everyone on YouTube. Louisiana is in the building. Hey, guys. Hey, hey. Ohio is in the building. Texas is in the building. Good morning, chat. Yes, thank you so much for pulling up, guys. We're going to have a good conversation today. I did do some touch ups on my system, so I don't think that we'll be shutting down today. If we do, then I'm going to be mad, mad, mad. Lisa Marie. What's going on, Lisa Marie? How are you doing today? Thank you so much for pulling up. Oregon, Gold Hill. Hey, what's up? Y'all see Lisa Marie always pulls up. Much love. Oh, what's going on, Swaggy Reacts? What's going on, Baller? Yes, sir. Hey, hey, Swaggy, your TikTok is on fire, bruh. Your TikTok is on fire, man. I love what you're doing over there, man. I love your consistency and your humor and your acting ability, man. You're doing your daggone thing, bruh. Much love to Swaggy Reacts. Um, Texas, Melrose, New Mexico, Alabama. hmm Got my hot tea on deck. Hopefully, you got some hot tea or some coffee on deck. If you don't, please make sure you go get you some. This is going to be a really good conversation. At least I believe so. And if you're not staying with us today, please do me a favor and just say, hey, guys, what's going on, LFR family, everyone here? What's going on, chat? Much love to you all. Y'all have a blessed day. I'm out. But before you leave, make sure you hit that like button. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. If you're not hearing me properly, please let me know. If you're not seeing me properly, please let me know because we have been trying to iron out a few kinks in our live streams, and hopefully we have fixed a lot of those. The Netherlands, I hear. Mississippi is here. Northern Colorado, Montana is in the house. Um, yes, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Eastern Washington, born and raised in Washington D.C. Let me see. The mainstream media with a pack of lawyers is going after a man with a 6 million social media. Hey, please stay there. Hey, Susan, stay. I like comments like that because Angel, Illinois is in the building. South Florida, San Diego, California, Texoma, South Carolina. All right, cool. Ohio, Western New York. All right, guys, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. We are here today because Russell Brand, we already know who Russell Brand is. We know, and please hit the like button if you're in the building. Even if you're not staying, just hit the like button, please. That will really help out this live stream tremendously. That will really help us out tremendously, guys. Hitting the like button is it means more than you know. Also, super chats are appreciated, but the best thing to do for any content creator that you enjoy is just simply watch our content. That's it. Is to simply watch our content. That is much more than enough. Georgia, Colorado Springs, Boston. Much love to you all. Thank you, Rita T. I appreciate you loving the channel. That means a lot. We're putting a lot of work into this, and hopefully things will work out properly. Now, here's the thing I want to say. My name is Van Hall Sr. All right. My name is Van Hall Sr. I put God and family before everything, but I'm not perfect. I'm just like everyone else. I have a past just like everyone else. But in looking at this Russell Brand situation that's going on, it's kind of scary because this dude has clearly he was a rock star. He was a rock star artist, and I'm talking about as far as his fame is concerned, as far as how people approached him and considered him because of how he acted, his humor, his looks, his tone, his mind, everything that really made people gravitate toward Russell Brand. He has been able to build a following. I don't call it a cult following because I think there's some negative connotation to that. But at the end of the day, I will say this: if I ever get to a point where people can come out and just throw smut on my name and potentially cancel me because of the allegations, that will be very disheartening for myself, for my entire family, and everything. So when we talk about Russell Brand, we need to consider everyone that's connected to him. We need to consider him as the man, but we also, and I know some of you don't want to hear this, we also need to consider these women who are putting forth these allegations. All right, we're going to discuss all of this. I'm going to tell you why I believe Russell Brand deserves his day in court. I believe that Russell Brand should not be faced with all of the vitriol he's faced with at the moment before anything is proven. Before anything is proven, that's the main part I want to get to. But I also want to say this: I have daughters. I have daughters, and if anything were to happen to one of them, I will want them to speak out. Is this very timely? Yes, it is. Are we in like dire straits right now when it comes to politics? Yes, we are. Um, Let me see here. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I haven't seen the last comment, Anthony. Give me a second, please. Um, so I just want to just set the foundation for this live stream. Just letting y'all know. I'm not doing this live stream because I am on Russell Brand's side. No, I'm not. I'm not doing this live stream because I'm on the accuser's side. I'm not. I don't know anything about this. I'm new to this just like you all. I have my assumptions just like you all. Um, I'm looking at the whole of the thing just like you all. At least I'm trying to. Some people, conservatives specifically, people who are big fans of Russell Brand, we're not giving, and I say we're because I will put myself in this as well. We aren't giving the accusers any leeway at all. We're not giving them any leeway whatsoever. We're automatically jumping to the fact that he's super popular. He has a cult following of 6 million people or more, spreading across many different platforms. And he couldn't possibly do what they're accusing him of doing. And even if he did it way back when, before he was in our purview, before we started to support him, knowing good and well we all have passed. None of us are perfect and blah, blah, blah. Russell Brand is being treated unfairly because he follows the money and they're shutting him down. He's so important to the movement and they're really trying to quiet him. And there might be some truth to that. Might very well be some truth to that. Just like there might very well be some truth to the allegations that are against him. All right. Um, Sometimes people do things, and that's why we need to put God first before anything. And much love to everyone on Rumble who are commenting. I plan on addressing you guys too. Please hit the like button over there as well. And later on, I will be pulling people to the stage if you want to cut on your camera and say something as well. I like to do that. I like to talk to people all the time. That's just what I like to do. That's actually my my favorite part of this whole live stream thing. I love talking to the people. That's what I love doing. Yeah. So I will make sure I talk to the people. All right. But anyway, so just like a lot of people who support Russell Brand are not giving the accusers any type of leeway at all. We're not believing them. We're like, okay, this is really fishy. You're choosing to come out now after Russell Brand has exposed this person, exposed this company, exposed the money, has spoken, um, has not been speaking favorably about this current administration and all this other stuff. I will say this: Russell Brand does have a huge voice. Russell Brand does have a huge voice. Um, but Russell Brand, even himself, has admitted to being a different type of Russell Brand when he was at the hiatus, when he was at the height of his comedy and acting career. When he was at the height of that. Right now, the Russell Brand we're seeing is a completely different Russell Brand than the one that was coming up. You know, with booze and drugs. He was pretty much living the sex, drugs, and rock and roll type of lifestyle to the fullest, to the max. All right. Okay. Now we can't dismiss that, but we also have to understand this: that when we do certain things in our lives, it's going to come back and bite us in the ass if it's not favorable. I don't care how protected you are. I don't care how smart you are, how handsome or attractive you are, how popular you are. It does not matter. We all have our day. We will all sit in front of God and be judged at some point. But I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to accuse anyone. I'm just here to make sense out of what's being spoken about today. This could potentially be like the Johnny Depp type of situation, one of those huge trials with all these people um, um, coming to put stories out there about Russell Brand, whether they're true, false, or whatever. Maybe they're selling their souls. Maybe they are actually hurt. Maybe they were a part of a quiet support group. Maybe they was a part of a quiet support group who just communicated amongst one another, and they all went through the same things with Russell Brand. We don't know. We don't know. And then he just got so big and started touching all of these different audiences, because that's the brilliance of Russell Brand. He don't only cater to one audience. He caters to everyone. Anyone who's looking for enlightenment, anyone who's looking for truth, anyone who's um, looking to hold the government accountable and follow the money, and just the way that he presents himself now is not then. But don't you ever think that you can commit a sin, and just because it's 10 years later, 20 years later, that you've gotten away scot free. You might not have, you might have been able to fool man, but you'll never be able to fool God, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I'm here to talk about it. Here we have Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly had a conversation with Savannah Hernandez and Will Witt. And hold on one second, one second. I just now saw something. Van was scary. Van was scary. Let me see. What happens if this is the conservative media and the conservative part of the British government forcing these women to come out and accuse Russell of these? And that's something to talk about too. All of these things we will discuss. We will discuss these things. But let's bring up some actual conversation of some people who are talking about this right now, and see what they bring to the table when it comes to this. Okay, and then we're going to have a great discussion.
This story.
Hold on one second. This is not coming through my speakers the way I want it to. Let me see here. Boom. Roadcaster. Bow. Okay. Let me check my audio to make sure everything's right. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. All right. Let's get to it.
Was everywhere. I mean, could you avoid this story over the past 2-3 days? The anticipation of the story, then the finally dropping of the story, then the next iteration of the story. He got ahead of the story. For those who have been living under a rock for the past 72 hours, he was accused of rape, sexual assault, and professional misconduct in the sexual lane by several women, at least four, none of whom is given their name. They've used pseudonyms to speak out to UK publications, Channel 4 Dispatches, The Times of London, and forgive me, there was another that's not coming to mind right now.
Before we move forward, I just want to say Savannah Hernandez. Congratulations to her. She is moving forward, moving up. She is kicking butt. She is, wow, Savannah Hernandez, you are doing your thing. I very first ran across her from on Sav Says. Myself and other reaction channels were introduced to her platform by her being out on the streets, talking to people with a microphone in their face. And she's so tiny. She is so tiny, but she is feisty, man. People was trying to fight her, and she was ready for it, man. So shout out to Savannah Hernandez for just doing her thing, man, and constantly getting the exposure that she deserves and have earned over the years, man. I love showing people their flowers, and I think that's amazing. It's encouraging.
The Sunday Times, there we go. And it dates back mostly to 2013 and before. And Russell Brand tried to get ahead of it, because they went to him for comment 8 days before they aired the piece, saying, here are all the accusations. They've been working on it for years, according to the reporters. And he tried to get ahead of it with the following denial. We'll play a little bit of what he said.
I've received two extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email, one from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies. And as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? Particularly when we've seen coordinated media attacks before. Okay.
The first woman to come forward that is cited in the piece is Alice. These are pseudonyms. Alice says she was 16. She's now in her 30s, so it was some 14 years ago, I guess. She said she was 16, he was 30, and then 31, while they had a 3-month affair. She was with him over the course of the birthday. 16 and 30, or 31. Alice says he found her on the street in Leicester Square over there in the UK, that he stopped her on the street, grabbed her shopping bags, pulled out a red dress she had just purchased and said, "You're wearing this on our first date." That he knew she was 16, that he dated her. He asked if she was a virgin. She said yes, that he became sexually aroused by it, that he did take her virginity, that he bathed her, that he kept referring to her as the child, that he would send, I think he was working for the BBC at the time, BBC Two. He would send corporate cars to go pick her up at her high school and bring her to him where they had sex.
Thank you so much for this for the super chat. I plan on reading them a little later. I'm trying to make sure I lock them in properly. But thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let me read it. Here in Denmark, we are losing a court. We are losing a court case to the biggest tax fraud in our history due to humans' rights. A case, there have been too much in the media before the case go to court is not valid, unless Russell Brand, apparently. Thank you so much for the super chat, but I couldn't read that, man. I don't even know how to read that. I got to run that through a daggone something else so I can understand what's going on. Based off what she just now said, about him being 30 something years old and the young lady being 16 and him sending his cars to go get her and from school and him having, sexual relations with her and all those other things. That's dirty. I'm sorry. That's dirty. I have to say it. Sorry. That's dirty. Again, I am a father of, 2 daughters and I look at that as dirty. All right. Now, although the age of consent, like someone just now mentioned, is 16 in the UK, I think that's dope that he was still within, he was like, he could still be a dirty old man, but still be legal. Okay. I'm not trying to separate the two. So I need for you, if you could, I need for all of you. I'm going to try to do it too. All right. I'm not asking you to do anything that I wouldn't try to do. Let's listen to this objectively. Right? Not listen to respond, not listen to defend or protect Russell. He don't need your protection. He don't need you to defend him. He don't. It's unfortunate that he's going through what he's going through, but he don't need us to protect him. This man made his bed. Now it's time for him to lay in it. When he was 32 years old, his taste buds was for people half his age. All right? He was sending cars to them and looking like the big shot. And you know what I mean? This 16-year-old is waiting for these cars to come get them from school. And then they go and do whatever with Russell Brand. Was it legal? Possibly so. Possibly so. If it was legal, then we shouldn't even be talking about this right now. This is pretty much a rumor right now. With us talking about it, it's a rumor. It really is. Because if it's legal, then that takes one out right there. Unless he did something against her will. But other than that, a 32-year-old dating a 16-year-old is dirty. I'm sorry. There's no other way to slice it. I'm a 45-year-old man. I put family first, God and family first. And if it's either it's wrong with God or it's wrong with family, how I look at it based off of my life, my living, and my experiences, right now, he's a dirty old man for making love to a 16-year-old often. And come on, man. Like, you're 16. Your mind is not even developed enough to understand how to deal with other 16-year-olds. But here you are in a romantic relationship with a 32-year-old, 31-year-old. Come on now. We can talk about this until the cows come home. And I will not be on Russell Brand's side on this part right here because I think it's dumb. He took advantage of a young lady. Why couldn't he date a 30-year-old? Why couldn't he date a 21-year-old, a 23, 25-year-old? Y'all even know. Most of us know. People with children, we know. Please hit the like button if you haven't already too. Please. That will help push the live stream. Us who are parents, proud parents who love our children, we know that when our children get 30 years old, they still don't know what the hell they're doing. When they get 20, 25 years old and they got their own families, they still don't know what they're doing. They still don't know how to navigate life properly. We know this. So could you imagine with a 16-year-old? You're just playing with this 16-year-old at this point. You're taking advantage of your powers. You're a superstar. You're tall. You're attractive. You're well-known. You're rich. You're wealthy. And you're picking out, I want her. Go get her, bring her to me. Now, this was a part of his lifestyle at the point, so I'm not here to judge. There's a bunch of people who live that way. Just saying, for me, that's how I think about it right now. Derek, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Yes, I'm saying, like I just now said, we're all here to talk about this because he says you're assuming that he actually did these things. Thank you so much for the super chat, first of all. You're assuming that he actually did these things. It's their word against his until he's proven guilty. You are absolutely right. So I fall on my sword with that. You're absolutely right. I have nothing to say against that. You called me out and I'm here to take, yes, you're right. All right, let's move on.
Repeatedly, this young woman's mother allegedly objected to the affair, but nonetheless dropped Alice off at Russell Brand's apartment over and over. Mom, that's a fail. fail, and that you get an F on your motherhood.
So where are they getting all these? Where are they getting all of these details? Okay, like Derek just now said. Shout out to the brother Derek who just now sent me a super chat. I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? I appreciate any support when it comes to anything. All right, but check this out. Yes, I'm listening to what she's saying, and it's super detailed. A mom dropping her daughter off. She's a part of the story. Her daughter is a part of the story. Is it completely made up? Possibly. Possibly. It's possibly made up. If it's not made up, I will give my opinions on if it's not made up. Okay? If it's not made up and if it's actually the truth, it happened. A mom dropped her. When I was in high school, real quick, when I was in high school, I was a nasty little thing too. I was a nasty little thing. When I was in high school, and I met my now wife when we were 15 years old. Over the summertime, we broke up because I was all feeling myself. We're sexually active, we're popular in high school, we're having fun, blah blah blah, and we broke up over the summer. We didn't get back together until the next school year when we were in the 11th grade, around November. But before then, when school started, I met someone else. I met someone who was a senior. She was a senior, and I'm beginning as a junior at this point. Her mom came and picked me up and took us to a motel and dropped us off. Right? I didn't think people did stuff like that. Her mother, as a 12th grade senior mom, just regular, just came and picked me up. We both live in Southeast DC. I live in near Southern Avenue. They live in Berry Farms. Don't know if you ever heard of Berry Farms. It's it just now got taken down because of other things that's going on. Other people say it's because of gentrification. I don't know what it is. But took us to a hotel. I didn't use any protection, none of that. We did a lot of stuff. And here I am, 16 years old, thinking that I'm doing things the proper way. Here her mom is bringing her minor daughter to pick up another minor and dropping us off at a motel and just leaving us for a night, for a whole day, to do whatever we wanted to do. So sometimes people don't think the way that we want them to think, or we believe that certain stories are made up because of how they're painted. Think about who we're talking about. We're talking about a freaking rock star. We're talking about someone who, even when you look at the rock bands, or you look at the rappers, Jay-Z, Aaliyah, think about Aaliyah, R. Kelly, Aaliyah, all right? Aaliyah was like 15, 16 years old when, 15 years old when she was dating Jay-Z. When she was dating Dame Dash. Dame Dash was the owner of Rockefeller back then, and he was even dating Aaliyah. R. Kelly was dating Aaliyah when she was a young person. They just passing around the youngest one around, the youngest ones, the youngest. Why do they have this taste? Why do superstars have this taste for younger people who are not developed yet mentally? Why do they want them? So that's why I'm assuming that this could potentially be true if the mom is talking about it and the daughter is talking about it. But I get it. It could be something bigger in play. But we're going to get there throughout this conversation. All right, let's go.
But it doesn't excuse the decision-making going on between the pair themselves. 16 is legally okay in the UK for consensual sex. That's the age of consent. And she has got some very disturbing stories. Okay, Alice claims, for example, that there was a sexual assault that was not consensual. Here, is this the actual Alice, or is this the actor playing Alice, guys, in this soundbite that we're going to air? Okay, because what they did in some of the cases was hire actresses to repeat the exact testimonials of the actual accusers. Just not sure, can't remember whether this is actual Alice or the actor playing Alice. Either way, they're Alice's words. Here's her allegations, SOT 25.
What's going on, Half Breed Observer? If y'all are not following Half Breed Observer, please go do so, man. This guy is he's one of the best editors in the business right now on YouTube. He's coming. A lot of people if you don't see him and you don't know who he is yet, and you're a content creator or you're aspiring to be one, or you're just in this sphere where you appreciate content creators, this brother right here, he is on his way, man. I'm looking forward to watching it, homie. And thank you so much for clicking it. Thank you for joining, my man. And even if you don't stay, we love you and we appreciate you around here. All right, let's go.
I was sat up in the bed up against the headboard, and he forced his penis down my throat, and I couldn't breathe. It was just choking me, and I couldn't breathe. I was pushing him away, and he wasn't backing off at all. And so I ended up having to punch him really hard in the stomach to get him off. And then he fell backwards, and I was crying, and he said, "Oh, I only wanted to see your mascara run anyway."
Again, this is her story. It could be false. It could also be true. 50-50. Okay? Just think that. Just stay right there. Just think about that. It could be false. She could be making it up. She could have been paid. She could have been threatened to do it. It could be any ways of coercion. She could have just been talked into it, whatever. She could have just wanted to do it because she don't like him, because maybe she feel like she missed out on an opportunity. Maybe this is her time to glow up on somebody else's fall. She want to be a part of his fall because maybe she was there with him and she thought that they was going to be bigger than they actually was. She thought that maybe she could be in a relationship with him. Maybe this would be, I could potentially be married to him one day. It could be anything. But what if? Just listen. I know y'all don't want to hear that part. And a lot of people might leave because of this. But if you do, that's cool too. Just hit the like button before you do. All right? But what if she's telling the truth? What if? What if? I'm just saying, what if? That's the 50% chance right there. Just what if? 50% is a huge percent, guys. What if? And even if you're on the wrong side of things and you're saying, man, no, I don't believe none of it. I don't care. I'm not listening to her. She's paid. It don't add up. It's not making sense. Why are they attacking Russell? He's such a good guy. He's always positive. He want nothing but the best for everyone and for mankind and all these other things. What if? That's all I'm saying. Just what if?
Okay, we believe that's the actual Alice with her voice disguised now. Just as an addendum, according to the reporting, she claims that in this incident, she lay on the side of the bed after the attack, alleging he climbed on top of her, held open her mouth, and drooled into it. I was gagging and trying to fight him off me, but he's lying on top of me, so I can't. My limbs are trapped underneath him, and I just thought, why are you doing this? It can't even be any sexual gratification in this. And then he held my mouth shut and made me swallow it, so I was just gagging and crying. Can I just tell you guys, I realize that the knee-jerk instinct now by so many is Russell Brand is wrongly accused. These women are all liars. I'm sorry, this is extremely detailed. And in the case of the other woman, there's an actual set of medical records after she went to a rape crisis center the day of the alleged encounter, plus apologetic, begging for forgiveness text from Russell Brand. Could you please, for a second, stay open-minded to the possibility that the women are telling the truth?
Okay, so I love this. And thank you for the comment. His name is Father Son Reactions. Much love to you. I didn't condemn him. I did not condemn him. I don't have the power to condemn him or anyone else. I'm telling you that if it's true that a 30-year-old is making passionate love to a 16-year-old, I think it's nasty. Okay, that's just me. Okay? Now, I do realize that back in the day, our great-grandparents, they got married at like 14, 15 years old. And sometimes when they was 14 or 13, their husbands was 20 something or 30 something or even 40. I do realize that. But just because something becomes normal, don't mean that I have to be comfortable with it. Like I've gotten to the point of being 45 years old, a 45-year-old black man, regardless of 16, 19, and I am happy. I am good. I'm straight, man. I have peace. I have joy. Okay, I have joy in my heart, and I also have joy upstairs. That's named my wife. My wife's name is Joy. But I don't want to condemn anybody. I'm just letting you know that on this live stream, what I'm going to do along the way is give my opinion based off of the information that we know so far. That's it. That is it. And it's always going to be a 50-50, probably 30-30-30, because sometimes, you know what I mean, they say is you have the what you call it? It's 3 sides to every story. 3 sides to every story. So it might be 33%, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Neither do you. I'm not here to condemn anybody, but guess what? I think it's more dangerous. And I need you to hear this right here. You said you just condemned him. Listen to me. It's more dangerous to jump on a bandwagon and dismiss these claims without knowing anything. We're dismissing the claims without knowing anything. So you think it's cool to condemn the victims over potential victims over the potential, what you call it? What would you call Russell Brand in this case? All right. Either way, I'm not here to condemn any of them. I do see a lot of people all over Twitter, all over Rumble, all over YouTube who are condemning the victims. I see that off top. On the left, I see a bunch of people condemning Russell Brand. And I'm just trying to understand, how does your mind work? Because I'm not here to condemn any damn body at all. At all. If Russell Brand is guilty, I'm still going to sleep the same way. I'm still going to sleep good. Okay? If Russell Brand is innocent and these women are liars and they deserve to be put on blast, I'm still going to sleep the same exact way. Okay? That's it. I want us to have an adult conversation and try to consider all sides. That's it.
We don't need to so overcorrect from the Me Too movement that every woman gets completely disregarded and called a liar when she finds the guts to come forward and make an allegation. They may be telling the truth. It's worth investigating. We don't need to knee-jerk condemn him, and we don't need to knee-jerk condemn them.
Thank you, Megyn Kelly. She just now said the same thing I said. Huh? Hopefully, main man who said the comment heard that. All right? Hopefully you pick that up. Pick that up and keep it moving, man. Keep it moving. Nah, much love to you. Nah, seriously, as you can hear Kelly, listen, she just now said the same exact thing I said it. She just said it as a white woman. All right? She just now said it as someone who is who is in power because she has so much privilege as a white woman. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. Now, a lot of people who follow you, they are going to be upset that you said that because they're thinking that you're speaking with emotion. They think that you're speaking lacking any common sense, that you're automatically on the side of the women because you are a woman. But I just want to know, look, Savannah is on the channel, and I much love to Savannah Hernandez. She is amazing. But she hasn't said anything yet. I need to hear from Savannah. Savannah is another woman on the set. She hasn't said anything.
I'm just pissed because what I've seen is like a rash of guys coming out to be like, it's bullshit. You don't know whether it's bullshit or not. Did you read the report of this woman? Did you read the alleged rape details? Did you read the text message that she has from Russell Brand begging for forgiveness?
Okay, Kelly, you sound like you believe the victims. Okay, I'm just gonna put that out there. Now, here's the thing. She this is just me. Look. And I might be wrong, but it seems to me like Kelly believes the victims. It's a difference from trying to understand both sides and just she sounds like she's on it because she's read the text messages. She's dug so deep and she's used to reporting and she's a woman. And she sounds to me like someone that is knee deep on that side right there. She's on that side, period. It's just, you can listen to her. Oh, okay. I might be wrong, but you know what I mean? Okay, Derek, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. He says, let me open this up so I can see it myself. Not condemning either side. We can be in danger of bearing false witness to either side. Stay neutral until the facts come out. Thank you so much. I'm with that 100%. That's all I'm talking about. Can we try to do that? No, it's very difficult to do that. It's extremely difficult to do that because you have to take a stand. You have to take a stand, man. That's just like all of the, y'all ever had, okay. It's very difficult for me to have a conversation with a woman who has not faced some type of sexual abuse. Like it's all I'm saying is a lot of women that I know have faced sexual abuse. And most times it has come by way of their own family members. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. The reason why I bring that up is these women actually come out. They came out as little girls. They tried to tell somebody. But because of who the person was that they were accusing, they were quieted. The family just disregarded it. It could be an uncle. It could be a granddad. It could be an aunt. It could be a sister. It could be a brother. But because of who they are in the family feel like they have to protect the family as a whole. And protecting the family as a whole, meaning we have to disregard the victim and we have to protect the name of the person who committed these heinous crimes within the family. One thing I don't want us to do is just completely dismiss any part of it. Can we just have an objective conversation about it? All right? Because Russell Brand might very well be innocent all across the board. But then again, he might very well be guilty all across the board. Tommy, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Text messages were clearly a copy paste. Dates were missing in half the messages. Thank you for that. And hopefully she mentions that.
There's at least enough for us to want more facts. That's it. I'm sorry. That's my take on it. You guys are younger and probably more conservative than I am. Maybe you see it more differently than I do. Welcoming other points of view. Will, I'll start with you.
Well, I think you were exactly right there when you said look for the facts. And I think you have Russell Brand coming out and saying this didn't happen. You have all these women with, like you said, these very detailed testimonies. And I would like to see something actually happen that proves whether or not he is innocent or guilty. I find it very difficult, especially I think we've all been rubbed a little raw by the Me Too movement and all this kind of stuff, Aziz Ansari, people like that. And we're all like, well, is this really true or not? And also Russell Brand was someone who was saying things that didn't really align with what the mainstream culture wants. So we're all kind of just, what are we supposed to do here? Do we believe it or not? And so I think what really we should be doing, most of us, and again, this is a very private matter with Russell Brand. Yes, he's a public figure, but I hope that he can figure it out legally and make sure that if he's guilty, he's held accountable, and if he's innocent, he's not. But I think that we as consumers of media and responsible people need to say, okay, let's wait and let's make a rational decision when we can actually have something that gets proven to make sure that we are deciding with the facts actually given to us.
I would like to hear his specific denials. I really would, because so far he gave the broad brush. He was provided with all the details. He doesn't have the names, I guess. I don't think anybody has the names other than the reporters, but he would know whether or not he had sex for 3 months with a 16-year-old girl. So I would love to hear a more point-by-point denial. I don't think we're going to get that until criminal charges have been ruled out, which I think they haven't been. I'm not sure. That there was a report that the police were looking into this. Savannah, what is your take on it?
I always love to look at these things from a journalistic perspective, and I like to look at both sides. I like to hear from both parties, like you're saying. And I think the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, trial was a good example of this. Everyone immediately jumped on Amber Heard's side, and then it was found out that, hey, although Johnny Depp as well was not an angel in that relationship, neither was Amber Heard. And we do have to remember that while Russell Brand might have used his celebrity status to take advantage, and again, there's no excuse for taking advantage of a 16-year-old girl, there are women as well that would take advantage of, that celebrity status. There are women who do chase celebrities, and there are other women who as well will come out and lie about men, especially when they don't agree with their politics. So for me, I look at this as a timing issue as well. I think it's interesting that now that Russell Brand has become extremely popular on an alternative media site, that he's now speaking out about various issues such as COVID-19. He's being very invested in American politics and just pushing back against that narrative that, again, a lot of the mainstream media is consistently pushing us towards in regards to politics. Now this is happening. So the timing of it is interesting to me. However, I'm not also going to come out and say, oh, these women are lying, they're false, because like you said, both sides of the story should be looked at. Unfortunately, because of the repercussions of the Me Too movement, we don't immediately believe all women when they come forward with these rape charges.
We shouldn't
now.
believe
So
all
I
women.
think,
We shouldn't.
Yeah,
We should not immediately. The women do not deserve any sort of a presumption in their favor, period. The Me Too movement proved that. But what we also don't need is to overcorrect the problems of the Me Too movement and go back to, okay, so now they're all liars.
Hold on, before she continues, I just want to say I think that what Savannah just now said was where I was going. She mentioned the timing. She mentioned how women are not victims all the time, even if they're younger. Women are sharp enough to know what they want, and they will go after certain individuals. And it's up to the adult at that point to say, back away. No, we're not about to do this. No, you're good. I'm good. It's up to the adult to do that. Sometimes it is to the younger people who chase, or just older women who chase. And when they don't receive what they want, they will do some things or say some things that will destroy somebody's life. It could potentially be that. The timing could be like the timing is completely off. All right. That's something that's really setting people on fire right now, the timing. But then she also says someone who just don't agree with your politics. What do you mean? So we were in an intimate relationship before, and now your politics you're supporting all of these people that I don't support. You're pretty much disrespecting me. You're disrespecting everything I stand for. What can I do? Who can I link up with that can destroy this guy for having these views that I don't agree with? It could be all of that. But she also came back to that point of you don't just want to just completely disregard these stories right away without knowing what the issue is. The thing is about that part is it's very difficult for people to wait until justice is served when they're seeing Russell Brand being burnt at the cross, or he's already being punished by social media. He just now got demonetized by YouTube, and nothing was proven yet. So we have cooler heads. We are willing to have these objective conversations and wait until justice is served. But clearly these platforms and mainstream media have already decided. They've already decided when it comes to businesses and their business connections, and I guess a great ton of people are liberal and conservative and progressive all on this one platform. And I'm talking about YouTube right now. They have to protect everyone because they are a company. They have to protect their people. So they're like, okay, this is causing a big issue. And I don't know what went into their decision making to say, yo, we have to demonetize this guy right now. I don't know what type of information they have. Like, have you considered that? Like, because we automatically go with the timing is off, and they're going after him because he's saying all the right things. He's following the money, and he's putting them in a situation where they could come out looking bad at some point. Guys, thank y'all so much for the super chats. I apologize for not stopping and addressing those, but thank you so much for the super chats, guys. But we have to consider all angles. So what Savannah just now said, I'm with her.
The Me Too movement proved that. But what we also don't need is to overcorrect the problems of the Me Too movement and go back to, okay, so now they're all liars. They don't even get an open-minded hearing on their claims, especially when you have many coming forward. It's bullshit that this has become a conservative liberal thing, that now conservatives knee-jerk defend any man accused and liberals knee-jerk believe any woman who makes the accusations. It's wrong. Keep an open mind and judge on a case-by-case basis. Millions of Americans earn and...
All right, so check this out. I'm with her. Someone just now said, Ben Shapiro has a great assessment of the whole thing. He went through it. He talked about it, and I also want to hear about it as well. But first, I want to see Piers Morgan's take on it all, because I really enjoy his commentary. I really enjoy his style. He seems to be, he clearly takes a side too. At this point, most of us take sides. I don't even know why we act like we don't. Most of us take sides. But Piers Morgan seems to be pretty fair in some of his takes. So I want to check this out with you guys. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments. And again, thank y'all so much for hanging with me, and click that like button if you haven't already.
Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. In recent years, Russell Brand's reinvented himself as an anti-establishment commentator online. He has 6.6 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, 11.2 million followers on Twitter, 6 million fans on Facebook, and they're all very loyal to him. Millions of Brand's fans have been crying conspiracy since this scandal broke, led by influential figures like Elon Musk, Jordan Peterson, and Andrew Tate. Why do so many believe that he's a victim of a big conspiracy? We'll discuss this. I'm joined by the controversial influencer Pearl Davis, and from New York, the, equally controversial influencer Louise Mensch.
Hey, shout out to Pearl. Shout out to Pearl Davis for moving up in the ranks, doing her thing. You are cooking, young lady. You are cooking. I might not agree with everything she stands for, but I do love her hustle. I do love her grind. And I do love the fact that she don't care what people think about her. She's going to continue to move forward. That's awesome.
Let's call you both the same title, shall we? All right, let me start with you, Pearl. I've been watching this. It's very interesting how this debate has come down now, with a lot of people on the conservative right in the main, but basically saying they believe he's been deliberately targeted and taken down to silence him because he's been promoting what they see as conspiracy theories.
I mean, it certainly seems like that. I mean, I think you just start to see the same thing over and over again, where prominent figures like the Tate brothers, right, come out, and then all of a sudden they have all these allegations from 10 years ago, and there's no evidence. They don't go to the police, and all of a sudden it's believe women with no evidence.
And
that's true. That's happening. That is happening. But I mean, just like Megyn Kelly just now covered, she was talking about the exact same thing. Believe women with no evidence. But a lot of people on the right, not on the right, my apologies. A lot of people on Russell Brand's side are saying, F that. It's timing, it's conspiratorial, it's they trying to go after him because he's putting out way too much truth. I don't like it. And
it becomes like trial by the media, which I just think is wrong.
But is it right to equate his YouTube channel, his exploration of various theories about COVID or whatever, is it really realistic that a 4-year investigation by 2 mainstream media companies is in any way connected to that or a desire to silence him? Why would they care?
It just seems like they always just go after him. I don't know why.
All right, let me bring in Louise. I mean, I don't really follow this theory because I don't understand why mainstream media would really care if Russell Brand has millions of people that want to watch his stuff. I mean, I've watched some of them occasionally. It's not always right-wing people. He has left-wing people on as well. It's quite interesting, some of it.
Thank you, Tommy. I will.
And maybe do his. So
thank you.
I don't really understand this theory that somehow it's all a deliberate campaign to silence it.
What, did they have a time machine, Piers? Like, did they have a time machine to go back in time 4 years before he had this YouTube channel at all, and before he started tacking hard to the alt-right, and then somehow they decided that they were going to get him? No, they didn't. And I think the key thing here is not to confuse two separate issues. The first is the issue of putative criminality of a criminal case that, as your previous guest said, will almost certainly never be brought because this is historical stuff, and saying, which I think you're saying, I disagree with you, that the rest of us can't decide that these women are victims. Now, I don't believe in the Me Too movement. I have a problem with the idea that accusation is the same as conviction. That's not true. I believe these specific women because I heard what they have to say and I find them credible in a way that I don't find other accusers credible. And I think that's the difference. It's not one size fits all.
Then go to the police. Like, why are you going to the media and not the police? You know, I mean, at the end of the day, the media.
That's facts. Pearl, Pearl, that was facts. That was facts right there. Then go to the police. Why are you going to the media? Why are you going to the media about it? Droves like a school bus came and picked up all of the victims and brought them right to the media and said, "Tell your story." And what do they get from that? Like I really don't know what they get from that. Why are everyone so goddamn narcissistic that usually when a woman is violated, that's extremely personal to her. That's something that she's going through by herself, something that she feels like she don't have any power, and she was taken advantage of by somebody that's just so powerful and protected by all these people who just believe every single thing that they say, but they just don't know that this person has hurt me in such a way that I need to put a story out there. Why do everybody just want to have some fame? Do you want justice or do you want fame? Pearl is saying, if you want justice, go to the police. If you want justice, go to the police. How many of you are going to the police? She's right. I'm sorry. With that right there, that's a good take.
Yeah, like they run stories, and I just don't think it's fair that we do trial by the media.
Well, except that, as I said earlier, Harvey Weinstein is in prison because women went to journalists. And then the police.
Well, they should go to the police.
Yeah, but it can be sometimes women feel, we just had the...
Why would you? That doesn't make any sense. Well, you go to the journalist instead of the police?
But we live in a country here where only 1% of rape allegations lead to conviction.
Well, maybe only 1% were telling the truth. I don't know.
Okay. All right, Pearl. See, this is my disconnect with Pearl. She's never on the woman's side. Ever. Pearl, do you have a ding-a-ling? I don't know. Does Pearl have a ding-a-ling? I don't want to see it. I'm just saying, because she's always on the man's side. I don't give a dag on, bruh. Like, was she one of the first people to transition and without us knowing? I don't know. Have we ever seen pictures of her mother pregnant with her? Huh? Nah, seriously. Why is she always... She's just like 1% of the accusers are telling the truth. You're giving too much... She's giving too much... what you call it? She believes that the government and their laws and the protection... the police are completely doing their job 1,000%. And most of you are lying in the first place. I don't like that. So her first take, I was on it. This take right here, not so much.
Does that seem likely?
Could be.
Unlikely.
I don't know.
It says to me the justice system is wrong in the way we investigate these things. Louise?
Look, Pearl is somebody who believes that women shouldn't even have the vote. Okay, let's just leave it
Yes,
there.
yes.
You heard in your own show today, Piers, one of your earlier guests who was actually defending Russell Brand said that she had been raped and the police treated her very nicely. But when you pressed her and said, then what happened? We heard what happens all the time to women that make these accusations. The director of public prosecution said there were 2 people in the room. I can't prove anything, and they didn't bother to bring a case against the guy.
But,
And
like,
that
you're
was
just
somebody who was
assuming they're telling
defending
the
Russell Brand.
truth. You're just assuming they're telling the truth.
I don't think it's
assuming that
I mean, where I disagree with Louise,
I listen to them.
I don't think it is sensible to automatically believe any accusers about anything. My natural journalistic head says to me that's a dangerous road to go down. We've seen time and again cases in this country where people have turned out to be completely innocent, who were the subject of massive publicity over bogus allegations.
Well, and you're telling me that a guy that has women throwing themselves at him 24/7 had to rape somebody? That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I don't think
women coming out
I don't
all
think
the
I don't think you
time.
can make the leap that couldn't happen.
I didn't say it couldn't. I'd say it's very unlikely. Like, is Elon Musk, is he going to rob a bank?
I mean, it seems hilarious to Pearl, and she's making some points. Listen, she is making some points. If you're talking about common sense, if you're looking at things sensibly, a person who have women throwing themselves at them should not take their bodies from anybody. But then you have people like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to name any artists, but we can go down the line and name a whole bunch of rock stars and R&B stars and even rappers who have the same thing. They got women throwing themselves at them from all places, exotic, beautiful, lovely looking women who they never would have seen in their neighborhoods. But they still go out of their way to take what they want sometimes. And you also have people like football players, basketball players. You have athletes all the time who have girls just throwing themselves at them. And sometimes they feel like they want to take what they want from somebody else. So that's not a fair comparison right there, but life ain't fair. I've taught my children this all their lives. When they used to come up to me and be like, the teacher not being fair. And I'm like, life not fair, okay? Sometimes they're going to give you your issues. Sometimes they're going to, they're going to challenge you in a way that you don't want to be challenged, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? So her comparison about he could have had any woman he want. He's so dreamy. Yeah, to you. That just means that Pearl will give him the draws with no problem. Pearl Davis will give Russell Brand the draws with no issue. None. Only thing he ain't even got to look at her. Just snap his fingers and she just throwing the draws. Pearl Davis will give the draws to Russell Brand. All right? But just because you will give the draws to Russell Brand at a moment's notice, don't mean everybody else will.
Probably not. I think it's certainly less likely, but he could do it.
Louise, final word to you, quick.
He had thousands of women, yeah, but he decided he had to go and pick up a 16-year-old from school. Look, I don't have to see him convicted in a court of law to believe these accusers, because these specific accusers are credible.
Okay.
These specific accusers are credible. She don't even know these accusers. She don't know them at all. Her job is simply to believe the accusers, and that's where we are. So, yeah, let me see here. All right, so somebody brought up something that rung true to me. Let me see here. Let me see. All right. And so far, it's 5 women accusers, and because the 5th one just now came through today, just came by today. Also, Russell Brand's channel was demonetized, from what I'm hearing. I still haven't seen any proof of that, but I did receive a message from Mug Club saying that that his channel was demonetized. Someone mentioned someone by the name of Nate the Lawyer. Do you guys know who Nate the Lawyer is? By chance. And with some of these stories, some people got their parents involved. Some people had their parents, dropping them off at. And could you imagine that the parent is older than is around the same age as the man that she's dropping her young daughter off to? Just do what you will, do what you must, do what you want. I'm a part of this too. So should there be any type of culpability when it comes to the parents? Like, should the mom be canceled too? And it don't even matter if she's canceled. What's going to happen to her? Not a damn thing. Nothing. All right. But this one right here, I do want to see. Somebody brought this up. And let me see here. Hold on one second. We're not going to do the longer one. We're just going to do a shorter one. Just see what he has to say about this. Andrew Gold and Andrew Gold and Nate the lawyer actually had a conversation about it, but I'm not going to cover that right there. I'm just going to cover this one. All right. So y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know about this one. This is Nate the lawyer talking about this Russell Brand situation, and let's see how it goes.
So Russell Brand has some serious allegations against him that I think we're going to need to talk about. Let's check it out. Now, Russell Brand is a comedian and now political pundit who hosts a show on YouTube and Rumble. Now, 4 women are now accusing him of assault and some other horrible, essentially criminal activity. Now, all these incidents allegedly occurred between 2006 and 2013. Now, during that time, Russell Brand was a presenter on BBC Radio, Channel 4, and he starred in several Hollywood films. Now, the allegations come from 4 women who claim everything from assault of a sexual nature and emotional abuse. Now, prior to the story becoming public, Russell Brand claims that he received 2 letters, one from a mainstream media TV company and the other from a newspaper, containing serious allegations against him. Here's the clip.
News. I've received 2 extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email, one from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks, as well as some pretty stupid stuff.
So the night before the article came out, Brand shared this YouTube video that you just saw denying all the allegations. Here's a quick clip from that video.
Rock attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute.
Now, after we're done talking about this particular video, Nate the lawyer, his breakdown, and so far I must say, Nate, bruh, your edits are amazing. They're amazing. Like they're just straight to the point. Dude, they're crisp. They're dope. Yeah. All right. So after this, I'm going to put the link in the comments for you guys. For anyone who would like to come on stage and have a conversation about this, just give me your 2 pennies. And yeah, because I really want to hear from you. Some people are really bold behind their keyboards, and I love them too. All right. I love you all too. All of you keyboard warriors. Y'all are dope. Y'all are amazing. But I'm looking for people who are bold enough to cut their camera on and join me on stage and just give their 2 pennies that way. And you might even get a debate out of me. I might debate you, and people might react to our debate saying Van destroyed whoever. You know what I mean? And that it might be dope for me anyway. Or you might destroy me. We don't know.
These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies. And as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent.
Now, this is what we call getting in front of the story. Brand released his denial, and this morning, some of the allegations against him were made public. Now, here are the claims from the 4 alleged victims. The first woman claims that Brand assaulted her against a wall in a Los Angeles home. She reportedly sought treatment at a crisis center on the same day. Now, she also said that Brand expressed remorse for causing the distress.
Now, hold on, whoa. She sought treatment at a crisis center on the same day. Those type of things you can go back and see record of. I'm just saying, if you are a Russell or die type of person, that right there is information to consider. It's information to consider. If you can go back to that time way back then, and you can look at the books of this crisis center and see that she was there, and usually, it probably is anonymous. She probably walked in, never signed in, never did anything, or just making that up. We don't know. That could potentially be the case as well. But if you can prove that back then she went to a crisis center on the same day that they had relations that was against her will, I'm just saying.
Same day. Now, she also said that Brand expressed remorse for causing the distress. Now, this account may be able to be verified from records from the crisis center if they exist, but they haven't been detailed. Now, the second woman says that when she was 16 and in school, Brand was 31, and she alleged that he assaulted her and had an emotionally abusive relationship. And the relationship reportedly lasted for 3 months. She later told the Sunday Times that Russell Brand forced something in her mouth. Now, with this story, you're going to be looking for things like phone records, text messages, and witnesses, or anything else that would point to a relationship between Brand and this 16-year-old. Now, understanding these allegations occurred 16 to 17 years ago, there may be nothing here. But again, this is what I would be looking for if I'm trying to verify this particular claim.
Now, that one right there is something that we covered already, where I said that being a 31-year-old having relationships with a 16-year-old is nasty, okay? And I stand by that, but it's just accusations. We don't know if it's true. And I also want to add this. In the UK, 16, from what I'm hearing from all of my supporters, is, is the age of consent. So he did nothing illegal when it comes to that part right there. And also, that person also mentioned that her mother would take her to see Russell Brand when he did not send a car to come get her. Usually he'll send a car to her school to come pick her up. And I'm going off of the information that we're receiving, all right? This is like that Johnny Depp type of thing. And I hope it don't go that far, but if it do, I'm here for the conversation. Hopefully y'all are as well.
A third woman claims that she was also assaulted by Brand in Los Angeles and that he threatened her with legal action if she spoke out. And again, you're looking for some information that will corroborate their relationship, something like witnesses, communications, etc. A fourth woman claims an assault occurred by Brand, describing him as physically and emotionally abusive toward her. Now, this also would require some corroboration. So the reason why we need more is because we know some people are not honest with making these allegations. On the other side, some actual victims don't have any corroboration that these events happened, even if they really did. Now, because assaults like this generally happen in private away from witnesses, the law has to strike a balance between the right of the accused to have facts determine their guilt and the right to the accuser to hold the accused accountable. Now, because we know women and men sometimes lie about these accusations, there's the risk of long jail sentences and ruining someone's life because of false allegations.
Which is already happening. Like, even before he's proven to be innocent or guilty, his life is already being ruined. By simply putting that information out there and creating this wave of conversation on all media platforms, there are opportunities he's missing out on right now. Whatever his next level was, we've already stepped on that. Like, just by having the conversation, by moving it forward, like, when those allegations came out and enough people saw it and enough people started talking about it, companies will fold. They will move back. They will put their money back in their pocket and be like, maybe we should go this way. So his life is already ruined. But, if even one of these allegations are true, I need y'all to understand me. If one of these allegations, I'm talking about one of the 16-year-old being with him, and they did nothing illegal, he didn't force her to do anything, then I don't know if something could come from that. The first one, something happened within their quarters that she didn't agree with, that made her visit a crisis center. That right there could potentially be something. But yeah, let's go.
And that's
Nate.
a real threat. And we've actually seen this play out in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case and in this one that's a little bit more recent.
Prosecutors say Uvino made up claim because she didn't want to upset another student she was interested in.
Now with that, some have shown support for Brand following his video. Elon Musk's response was, of course, they don't like competition. Tucker Carlson said, criticize drug companies, question war in Ukraine, and you can be pretty sure this is going to happen.
Now, I do notice that people, especially my supporters, y'all like when people take a firm stand. Like, you don't want anybody to sway in their stance. If they've always been in the thinking that certain people are going to be attacked for putting out too much truth, and you guys tell me that all the time. Sometimes when I'm talking about a certain topic and it's getting hot, like I'm getting close to the information I'm supposed to have, you all will say you're close and you will get attacked at some point very soon in some way. And sometimes you're right. So the speculation does come back to be true sometimes. And it could very well be true with this. So when Tucker Carlson says something about it, he's on that same line. He's saying when you talk about certain things and you start to expose certain people, expect some smoke to come back from that. And that's in Elon Musk. He said they just don't like competition. So he's looking at it from a lighter side too. I want to see their energy, Tucker and Elon, if any of these allegations are actually in fact true.
Drug companies question war in Ukraine, and you can be pretty sure this is going to happen. Now, Channel 4 Dispatches Investigations will be airing a report tonight with the 4 women giving their account. Now, here's a trailer, but we had to heavily edit it to show it to you on YouTube.
I phoned and somebody asked what it was regarding, and I said, that's regarding Russell Brand being...
He's grabbing at my underwear, pulling it to the side. I'm telling him to get off me, and he won't get off. Like holding me up against the wall, pushing himself in me.
He grabbed me and got me on the bed. I was fully clothed and he was at this point, and he held me down and he was just aggressively trying to, me.
I was like, oh my God.
He forced his down my throat and I couldn't breathe. It was just choking me. I was crying and he said, oh, I only want to see your mascara run anyway.
Them where mascara runs a little bit. Good.
I've never ever spoken publicly about this before. Russell seems untouchable.
Now, following the allegations, Russell Brand has been removed from his talent agent and his PR agent's website, but they still claim they represent him.
Now, we need to keep in mind that all of this is meant to hit us emotionally. And the timing could not have been better for this super chat from Lover of Jesus and Humanity. Thank you so much for the super chat. Where she questioned, she says, just curious, did they all come out at the exact same time? Or did one come out which gave others courage? And we just now saw they've been going over this for the last 4 years, trying to get as many women. Once one person came to them with the story, they went and tried to find many other women who were with Russell Brand to see if they also shared the same situations, same stories as those women who are accusing them. And then they're playing the music, they're telling their stories, they're all pretty much saying that he was aggressive and that he took from them what they weren't quite ready to share with him yet. Maybe they let him know that they were interested in him. They let him know that this will happen. We are going to get down. We're going to, we're going to do some pumping and sweating. That's what we're going to do. Pumping and sweating is definitely going to happen in the near future between us. Oh, yeah. But you got to continue to play your cards right. Treat me with respect, open doors, wine and dine me, or whatever the case may be. And I'm just thinking of regular, ordinary people. That's just how we think. I'm not thinking about people who are just so devious in their thought, in their minds, that they just want to take somebody down and say, ooh, I'm going to say this, and you say this, and you say that. It'll be believable if you say this, And then they might have friends or family members who might come forward and say, I remember helping them get through this tough time, and blah, 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 blah. So there's a whole bunch to go along with this to jump into speculations. I cannot speculate. I just can't. I don't know if they came forward all together. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's why we're here to discuss this.
Now, it is important to note that Brown is innocent until proven guilty, and these are allegations that should be viewed with the proper skepticism. Now, I personally withhold any judgment on whether these allegations are true or not until I see facts, but I do presume Brand innocent until facts are presented that convince me otherwise. Now, this doesn't mean I don't take these allegations seriously, and because I do take them seriously, I think arrested judgment would be improper. Remember, we always say, believe facts, not narratives. But let me know what you feel in the comment section. Let me know if you think Brand is guilty. If you think there may be something here, let me know if you think he's innocent. Let me know, why do you think these allegations may be coming forth at this particular time? It's tough when you have multiple accusers coming forth and saying these things happened to them because, I think we tend to want to believe mass allegations than if it's just, one he said, she said. But again, when you talk about fame, things get a little dicey because when you're famous, you have more people shooting false allegations against you. Hey, I'm just a simple YouTuber, and I had a woman make a false allegation against me that I never even met, didn't even know. And then she came out and said, well, yeah, it was false. So this does happen. I've experienced it myself. So that's why I tend to just say, hey, listen, when these allegations come out, I don't believe anybody should lose their job. I don't believe any of that stuff should happen. I believe facts and evidence should decide what happens. But let me know how you feel in the comment section. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you next time.
Now, here's the thing, too. We saw that he was demonetized, and people are asking me to do the conversation, let me put this in here. I just now put the link down below, guys, for anyone who wanted to join me on stage to have a conversation with me about this. That would be dope. All right, so something that he just now mentioned that I think is important is even he was accused of something that he didn't do simply because he's a YouTuber. Let me tell y'all something, man. That is dangerous. That is dangerous, and it's extremely irresponsible, and it's demonic to put that on anybody. And it's sad that some people get away with it. And before anything is even true or not, or it's proven to be true or false, you can completely F up somebody's household from that. You can F them up with their communities. They might, be locked in doing business in their communities or with the government or something like that. And you put those accusations out there. Next thing you know, they start losing all of their opportunities. And for what? For a lie. All for a lie. But also, I want to say this. So we see that YouTube demonetized them. We see that that all over Twitter, people are putting his name out there and saying bad things about him. But I didn't know that his own talent agency dropped him from the website. Now, they claim that they still represent him, but they dropped him from the website. Why is that? Why is it that even his talent agency who represents him is saying, we need to get in front of this, and we need to just take his face off of anything that represents us? Like, everybody's trying to disassociate themselves right off top, and nothing has been proven that this guy did anything. Nothing. But the information out there apparently is so compelling that a lot of people are taking their stances. All right. So, like I said before, guys, I don't have a dog in this fight at all. Don't have a dog in this fight. But I am here to learn as much as I can possibly learn about it. Thank you so much for the super chat. No one know her name yet. The Grap Center stuff. Yeah. Let me see here. Joe asked me to. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I just think that this right here is just is crazy, man. This is not the victims, still actors reading. All right. And we got Lena. What's going on, Lena? I didn't see you in a while. We had you up here for a moment before, and now we got you back. So let's see what Lena is bringing to the table. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. How are you doing today? By the way,
Hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Okay. Bottom line is right now we don't really know anything. We know we know accusations have been made. We don't know if they're true. I believe very fully in listen and investigate, not necessarily listen and believe off the jump just because of what Nate said. What is going on? Hang on here. Oh, my computer did something weird. I don't know what happened.
Everything all right? Okay. Everything okay though?
Yeah, we're good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm
All
good.
right. All right. Okay.
So, I don't know exactly what to believe. I do know I remember hearing his stand up from years ago and of thinking, this he's funny, but the way he talks about things, he's leaving himself wide open
Yep.
for something like this to happen. And honestly, it doesn't shock me. The timing, I have to question that. The timing on all of this stinks because of the things that he's been saying recently in recent years. I'm not saying these women aren't credible. I'm saying we don't really know. And what really gives me pause and makes me question things is that we have a person who says that they went to a crisis center. Presumably there's evidence. Why didn't she go to police?
Absolutely. What'd you say? Well,
I
I'm sorry. What
mean,
was that part right
that's
there?
I'm sorry?
No, you said one other thing after you said presumably there's evidence. Then you said one other thing.
So I wonder why didn't she go to police
Oh,
right then
yeah.
and there?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Me
Yeah.
too. Me too. Me too. That part
And
right there. Yeah.
and I mean, I'm not stupid. Making an accusation like that is not easy. It's hard. It's very difficult because you're going to be questioned because we do have the presumption of innocent until proven guilty in this country, presumably in England as well. So, again, I'm not naive. Your story's going to be questioned. Everybody knows that. But again, you say you went to a center, a crisis center. Shouldn't there be some evidence that could have been used? And then you don't go to police. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. That's what gives me pause, makes me question. So again, we don't know. I can't say he's innocent. I can say he's innocent until proven guilty, but I can't say that he never did anything.
Yeah, you can say that he's innocent
You know,
until proven guilty, but these organizations aren't. Not even the company that represents him. They're not saying he's innocent to proven guilty. They say that they still represent him, but to save face, they're going to remove him from the website. They're going to remove his face and his likeness from their site so that they can still be able to gain business, and they aren't
yeah,
connected negatively. They won't be negatively
right.
affected from one of their people.
They are covering their butts. That's what they're doing. Same thing with YouTube. YouTube's covering its butt. And which makes me like I think that's I get people want to protect themselves, but YouTube, for crying out loud, what about all of these? I mean, I recently become aware of the case out of Utah of the mother who was accused of abusing her children. She had a huge YouTube following, 8 passengers. it was taken down. She took her site down. But it's just so you're going to let a family exploit their kids for
Right.
clicks and likes and views, but now you're going to demonetize him over an allegation that has not yet been proven. It's just screams hypocrisy to me, and I don't appreciate it.
Now,
So
question:
that's YouTube.
do you run a company?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Now,
No.
say that you did. Say that you did run a company,
Mm.
right? And
Okay.
one of your employees, say one of your managers, were accused of something like this, and it got all over the
Mm.
internet. What would you do?
Yeah. That's the hard question.
Yeah.
That's the hard question, and I get that it is difficult. You've got to protect your company. You've got to protect your company, um, because that's your business. At the same time, though, you can't let someone run amok, an
Yeah.
individual run amok and damage that. And I do understand that. When I say it screams hypocrisy to me, it's what I'm getting at is that I don't understand how it's like, well, this is okay, but this we're going to demonetize.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like it's even and fair to me. I could understand this particular, what was it? It's like this instance that they're saying, we've demonetized him. Okay. So when you have these bloggers who want to document their life and put it out there onto the internet, should that be monetized? You're talking about people who are putting their kids out on the internet for clicks and views and likes and
Yep.
hopefully
All the time.
monetization
Yep.
all the time. So that's what I'm getting at. I'm like, yeah, you want to put your content out there, you can put your content out there, but we're not going to monetize it. Because you're now using your kids for money. And so that particular issue, of the monetization of some content but not others, where's that line? Where is it drawn? That's exploitation of children. Those kids didn't consent to that. Their
True.
parents are making them do it. So that's where, like with YouTube, that's where I'm like, yeah, I just don't appreciate it. You're gonna. It seems uneven. I get they're protecting their brand. I get that.
Yeah.
But make a more, I'm trying to think of the right words here. Make things a little bit more clear about where that line is and be firm in it. I
Right.
get, again, I get protecting your brand. You want people to use your products, your services, whatever. And they're protecting that, which I do understand. It's just make that line a little bit more firm.
I
Where
got you.
you got to draw it somewhere. That's what I'm getting at.
No, I understand. I understand. Now, from
So
the information that you have so far,
mm,
though, you're not
mm.
believing any of the women so far.
I'm saying I don't know. I'm saying I don't know.
I know what you're
I can't say I
saying.
don't
I'm
believe
talking about
them.
what you feel.
Yeah. What I feel is that something's stinking to high heaven here.
Yeah.
I don't like the timing of this.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that I could understand, if the women went to the media because maybe they felt, because I'm reminded Piers Morgan said it, the women who accused Weinstein went to the media and then police investigated. My understanding, and if someone please do correct me if I'm wrong, the women didn't go to the media. The media hunted them down. That's
So
my
the media.
understanding.
So whoa.
Mhm.
So what will make the media start to contact
Mhm.
ex-lovers of anybody? What will make the
Yeah.
media? So where did you hear that? I want to. Did you hear that on a website or
Mm.
something?
I'm trying to recall where I heard that, and I can't. There's been so much that's
No,
just
I
come out. It's
understand
just been
this.
a blaze and a flurry, and I honestly can't
It
recall.
is.
It's which is why I'm saying, if I'm wrong about that, someone please correct me. because I honestly, at this point, so much information has come out so fast that I remember hearing that, but I'm not certain of that. So if that's true, that sounds like a media takedown. If it's not, then again, I stand corrected.
That's definitely a media
It,
takedown. If what you're saying is true, that the media
Mhm.
decided that, yo, we're about to go on a wild goose
Mhm.
chase for people who were
Mhm.
sexually accosted by Russell Brand specifically. Why specifically him? Like it's just
Mhm.
so it's that right there. That information that you just now gave me, I would honestly, I wish I would have
So,
had that while watching these videos because this is nuts. When does the
and I
media
can't
say we're going to go after
remember.
this?
And it's driving me nuts that I can't remember exactly where I heard that. And
It's
again,
okay.
if I'm wrong, I will admit I'm wrong, but I'm not certain. I do remember it was like yesterday that I heard that, and I'm trying to remember where, and I can't remember where. Um, that gives me if that's true, that gives me pause. Um, I- you know, it seems like the pendulum just swings too far in one direction, too far in the other. And it's just I've been commenting on this topic on YouTube, uh comment sections about this and say, look, ladies, women,
Yeah.
if this horrible, unthinkable thing happens to you, then you have got to get to a hospital, a crisis center, get it documented, get it reported. It will not be easy. It won't. I'm not naive on that. There are support systems out there and available. Don't wait. The longer you wait, the more people are going to question, did this really happen? They're just going to,
Right.
because the longer you wait, the less credible you seem. Because now we're questioning, why now? Why now when Russell has over 6.5 million YouTube followers just on
Yeah.
YouTube? Doesn't
Yeah.
even count Rumble.
Yeah.
Why now when he's pointing out um, corruption on many levels and in many different areas, narratives, and he's raising questions on all of this. Now suddenly this comes out. It stinks
Yeah. Yeah.
of
The
a
timing is horrible.
possible,
Yeah.
the timing is horrible. It stinks of a possible media takedown. So eh, that's why I say, if this horrible, unthinkable thing happens to you, please, please don't be afraid to get it reported, document it, get it, file a police report, do what you need to do to hold that person accountable. But and to also, um, but to think that some women don't chase after a celebrity, they do. Go back and read that there are accounts from the 70s of groupies who followed rock stars all over the place.
Yeah.
They're numerous.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of the group, but I know the name of the song. We're an American band, and in it they list these groupies who would follow them. They
I actually did a
mention one
video.
by name.
I actually did a video of super groupies, who
Hmm.
admitted groupies who had levels. Like they had a main groupie person that was always at all of the shows, got in all of them for
Hmm.
free, probably
Hmm.
made sweet passionate love to many of the lead singers of many different
Hmm.
bands. It's crazy. It is nuts.
It is. So some
Now,
women do that. Don't know if that's true in this case or not. I'm
yeah,
saying we have to um, wait for this to play out before we say he's innocent or he's guilty. I'm with Nate on this. I've been watching him for about a year now. He's awesome. He covered the Johnny Depp trial extensively. Very balanced views.
yeah.
And if you're wanting if you're wanting to follow somebody um, who plays it pretty much straight down the middle and is going to give you a very fair accounting of things, he's definitely one to listen to. So you
Well,
can't go wrong with the
I
name.
would definitely start because this gentleman is extremely intelligent. Now, there's two things that I want
Mhm.
to take care of. I want
Mm.
to check out the quartering. The quartering is saying that
Mhm.
Russell Brand actually was banned by YouTube,
Mm.
and he's talking about Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, and Tim Pool all sound the alarm. Also, one other thing.
Mm.
Um, I do understand why we protect the victims, why we don't put their names out there.
Mhm.
I get that, but
Yes.
I think it's
Mhm. Mhm.
extremely unfair that this guy is on Front Street in front of the
Mhm.
world, but
Yep.
you can't mention the victims so that people can actually
Yeah.
see for themselves.
Yeah.
So now they want to be hush hush with the victims, but everything else, or we hired actresses if they weren't, comfortable with coming and telling their story, they just write it for
Mhm.
us and we just have an actress or actor do that. They did
Yeah.
admit that. But
Yep.
that's just dramatization. That's trying to
Mhm.
pull on our emotions so that we
Mhm.
can
Yes, it
lean
is.
in the way that they want us to lean. But that's
Yep.
unfortunate that somebody could just come out there and make up lies about you and they are protected, but the person that they're lying on, let me say this.
Yes. If.
That's
If.
if
Right.
it's a lie. That's if it's a
Yep.
lie. Because like I
Yeah.
said before,
Mhm.
if one woman in the
Mhm.
entire pack was actually that word,
Mhm.
I have an issue with it because, like I said
Me too.
before,
Mhm.
I don't protect men
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
feel like they can just do that to women. I don't.
No.
But
No.
at
Absolutely.
the
It's unacceptable. Yeah.
yeah, but if they're
Totally.
rewarded at the time, he was being rewarded at the time, like for his
Mhm.
way of acting. So if he's rewarded
Mhm.
for it to walk up to any woman and say, "Shut up, B," and I can do whatever I
Mhm.
want, and then they just, "Oh, you just take charge," and
Mhm.
they loving on him for it.
Mhm.
He's going to continue to do it and
Mhm.
thinks it's cool,
Sure.
So
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's a mess. It's an
yeah, it
absolute
is.
mess. And I would counsel anybody who is in the entertainment industry, if you're out there or whatever, be careful. Be careful. Just make sure you ask for IDs, check ages. A woman's not
Well,
willing to show you her identification to prove how old she is. No, don't touch that. Stay away from it.
Well,
You
artists
know.
nowadays are making people sign
Mhm.
NDAs and locking up their
Mhm.
phones, but then women are going back and reporting them. He made me lock up my phone, and then he just locked me
Mhm.
in the basement and was spraying me with water hoses the whole weekend. I can't.
Mm. And girls, be smart. Be smart. Some guy saying, no, 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 you have to sign this NDA. No, why would I get involved with you? Why? Why would I do that? What are you wanting to do that you don't want me to talk about?
Yeah.
Girls, stay away from it. Guys, just keep it in your pants. Keep your clothes on. Don't be promiscuous. You're leaving yourself open for all kinds of problems. All kinds of problems. Just play it safe, for crying out loud. This is ridiculous. It's just gotten way, way out of hand. You know,
Even if you do keep it in your
it's
pants and you're
crazy.
playing it safe and you do nothing, you can
Mhm.
still be accused. Look at
Oh,
Nate the
yeah.
lawyer.
Yeah.
Nate the lawyer was even
Absolutely.
accused. So
Yep.
anyone can do that. But you're
Yep.
absolutely right. If you're playing it safe or you're doing everything you have to do to make sure that you're not accused, then you're less likely to be in a
Mhm.
situation that Russell Brand is in right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lena, thank you for
Thankfully,
joining
Nate
me.
was able to clear himself, basically. Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me on. It's always a
No,
pleasure
thank
to
you.
talk to you.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining and anytime you see me live, I would love for you to join me.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You have a great day.
You too. Later.
Bye-bye.
That was Lena, everyone. Lena is a supporter of the channel and supporter of truth. There's something that just now came out from the quartering that I actually wanted to check out with you guys because someone just now told me about it, and I looked up here and I saw it, and I said, "Yo, let's see what they're talking about here." So.
This is Mr. Rehnquist from the top floor. It appears Russell Brand is becoming more right-wing. He's very outspoken on sensitive issues on social media. We'd advise running the hit piece.
Well, thank you for the
super
call,
chat.
Mr. Rehnquist, but I'm sure you'll understand I must respectfully decline.
Well, you can always drum up some sexual abuse allegations.
Okay, look, the New York Times are running with it. If we get any blowback, we'll just say it's a right-wing disinformation campaign like we normally do.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and if
Jeremy, your that intro, your intros are epic, bruh. Like, I don't know if y'all understand, but this dude, he got the best intros on YouTube, man. That was crazy. That was so dope, man. That was dope. All right.
if you haven't been online, perhaps you haven't seen this, but the Russell Brand situation has now escalated, as many have already covered. YouTube has banned him from their partnership program based on anonymous claims. That's right. That's all it took. And you know that YouTube is just waiting. They were just waiting.
Anais, thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah. Now, I wish this was around the time frame that you'd be off from work and everything so that you can join me in having this conversation. Again, guys, I have pinned the link to join me in conversation if you want to come up, ask a question, or just make a statement. But feel free to stay in the chats if you like as well. But yeah, Anais says, ban the investigative journalists that are responsible for the article and subsequent documentary are an agenda writing journalist, and the other is a campaign journalist. Both have a desired outcome to their journalism. Also, everyone, like the live. Like, put the thumbs up on the thing and like this drink. Now, that information right there, I think it makes sense to investigate the journalism. I mean, the journalists who are doing the hit piece. But let me ask you this, Anna. Regardless of the person that goes digging, regardless if they're going digging for the wrong reasons and everything, if one person finds the information that they're looking for, then it was a win for them and a loss for the other side. So if the information that they're finding out right now about Russell is true, then they've done their jobs. If they were able to find people who actually went through something that could be tracked down and proven to go against Russell Brand, then they've done their jobs. Regardless of their character, regardless of them completely being on the other side, regardless of them saying, we need to find something that's going to make our careers blow up. And in order to blow up our careers and make our careers better, we need to tear down someone else. Russell Brand is our guy. Let's do it. Now, I'm sure we can find some people who would speak bad about him and like say some mean things about him or some demonstrative things about him. I'm certain we can find someone. And then they go along their merry way and they start doing their due diligence and their homework, and they start contacting people, and now they grab one person, they grab two people, they grab three people, regardless of who they are. And I do say what you're saying is absolutely the truth. You got to look at, sometimes you don't, you got to judge the messenger. Sometimes you got to look at the messenger and say, whoa. Why are you bringing this to the forefront? It's because they know that the world we're in right now completely gets rid of the accused without any proof of anything. So that's why people are pulling things out of their hats for Trump. Like they're trying to find something to hold Trump back, to hold Trump down, because it's lucrative for them and their careers. So I get it. Listen, I would not imagine a journalist who is a huge fan of Russell Brand to go out and find this information, is all I'm saying. Yeah.
For a reason to ban him, given a large percentage of his content was talking about the coup and the lockdowns and inconvenient topics. Now, this is of course why I'm glad that he has a home on Rumble, because once you've been removed from there, it's not much longer till YouTube completely buries your channel. And many are voicing their opinions of support. Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Tim Pool, myself, Luke Rokowski, anybody who cares about truth and cares about, actual justice is lining up to defend Russell here. And it's a really frightening situation, especially going on. I've got a couple other videos today. There seems to be a pretty coordinated effort to take down many people that seem to be speaking about the same kind of things. And even myself, even though I have my daily Rumble live streams, I still rely on YouTube income as the lion's share of my revenue for my business. And so it's particularly frightening. I guess I'll use this opportunity to remind you, I do have my own coffee company. We roast our own beans. It's available whole bean and ground. We aren't some drop shipping operation. We have our own roasters. We have our own fulfillment center, all, actual full-time staff. We have premium non-flavored coffee, as well as nearly 20 different flavors, including 2 brand new fall flavors, pumpkin, spiked jack-o'-lantern, and pumpkin pie. We have K-Cups, organic teas. If anything, please make today a day to give us a try. Link will be in the description. Promo code The Quartering. If you don't like coffee, we have tea. If you don't like tea, we have cocoa. If you don't like those, we have premium candies. We have lots of things to try to earn your business with. Now,
I'm liking the fact that he's putting it out there, and the reason, hopefully y'all caught the reason why he's putting all of that information out there. He's just letting y'all know that although the lion's share of his the biggest pot of his resources, his finances come from YouTube, he also makes money through his own company that sells other things. All right. And he's just letting people know that we sell that. Anyone else, just so y'all know, if you ever go to lfrfamily.com, ask me about the Bang Bang Tea over there. And when you get a response, it will be from me. And because we also have something as well. Yeah, it's right here. Boom. Don't know if you see that, but it says passion fruit. All right. It's delicious. And it does the trick. It does the job. And it's inexpensive too. It's not cheap. High quality. So yeah, just want to let y'all know that as well. Also, for anyone that's considering doing social media, having your own channels or anything like that, reach out to me. I am helping people with that as well. All right. I'm not a guru. I don't know everything about social media or YouTube, but I do know enough to help people. And as Maya Angelou says, when you learn, teach. And when you get, give. So that's the track I'm on right here. All right, so let's hear him talk about this Russell Brand situation.
First, YouTube suspends Russell Brand from making money off the streaming site after claims. That's all it took, was claims to ruin this man's life. Now, Russell Brand financially will likely be fine, but it is about setting a precedent. They're using him to set an example, and it wasn't just YouTube.
Yeah.
BBC iPlayer has scrubbed his entire history, removed shows featuring Russell Brand after YouTube suspended his advertising revenue, has had gigs canceled and been dropped by his publisher.
Every bit of his money is being washed right now. Oh, wow. That hurts, man. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts. If Russell Brand is innocent of all these charges, bro, I pray he goes back after every single person who took a penny from him. Period. I don't care who it was. I hope he goes back and he legally get every single thing back that he is owed, because at the end of the day, that's trash, man. That is trash.
All for anonymous claims. Now, sure, anonymous claims can be correct. And I tried to be, fair and balanced in this because, look, we know that Russell had a spicy period of his life where he himself admits, to many different partners, up to 80 in a month, or this, that, and the other thing. Okay, promiscuity. But from what I've seen, with the exception of just one, which even if that one is true, okay, fine, but it's got to go to court. This is one of the things that, so many people, it's the same thing. Now, whether or not you like Andrew Tate, I have remained indifferent on him because I want him to get his day in court. And I think that if we can't agree on that, then our justice system has failed, which it seems like it is.
I'm with you 100%.
Journalists to jail, all this type of thing, American citizens to 20 years in prison for trespassing. Let's get into the article. YouTube said Tuesday that Russell Brand will no longer be able to make money from the video streaming site after several women made claims. YouTube said monetization of Brand's account, which has 6.6 million subscribers, has been suspended following serious allegations against a creator. They didn't do this when other YouTubers had serious allegations. This decision applies to all channels that may be owned or operated by Russell, the Google-owned video-owned sharing service said. By the way, you can find, this is one of the reasons. Look, the monetization isn't the same on Rumble, but the fairness and commitment to freer speech absolutely is. And that's why, my Rumble channel now has 156,500 subscribers. People are, coming over here. My videos are averaging 10 to 20,000 views each video. My live streams are in the six figures. Here's videos that get 20,000. This is going to drive more people off YouTube. It's going to hurt creators that still rely on their income, but, buy some coffee, tea, or cocoa, and it'll all be okay. This suspension means Brand will not be able to earn money from the ads that run within and alongside YouTube videos, which have titles including What Really Started the Issue in Hawaii and The Koof Czar Admits Lockdowns Were Never About Science. See, this is what it's actually about. If he were parroting leftist narratives or mainstream narratives, they wouldn't have canceled him. His voice was getting too large, too big, too influential. He was asking the wrong questions, and that is why this is happening. Now, maybe both things are true.
Yeah, I'm with that too. I believe that there is a potential that a possibility that his voice was getting too big on the opposite end, and they did not like what he was doing. So obviously, he will be a great target for a hit piece. What's going on, Big Mike? What's up, Big Mike?
How's it going, bud?
It's going well, man.
How's it going?
Thank
Can
you.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. People can hear you too. What made you pull up, man?
Man, I just want to point out something for people who don't notice that when you have people like Trump, Kavanaugh, Brand, Rogan, notice that all of them were fine with the left until they started researching and leaning right towards their opinions and ideas. That's when sexual assault, racism, things like that always come into play after they switch. But you notice with people like Clinton,
Hold on, one. Big Mike, Big Mike,
Epstein.
Big Mike.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. When you're talking,
Yes,
and I
sir.
know you're saying some good things. It's going in and out. Your words are going in and out, and I really want to hear every single thing that you're saying because it sounds like you're preaching, and I want to hear it. So, Is it possible your microphone is not picking you up or something?
What I just wanted to point out that can you hear me better now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. I just wanted to point out that when you look at both sides and you notice when people start leaning right from left, the Trumps, the Rogans, the Brands, people like that, all the accusations come after, not before, but after which their ideals. Notice that? But the
Yes.
same people who is for people like Epstein's, Wieners, the Clintons, people like that, they all make excuses and say, well, I guess it doesn't matter now because they've admitted it. I'm just wanting to point out the hypocrisy of notice how none of the accusations come before the pitch, but come before the ideal switch. It's always after. And that's all I pointed out was people just don't seem to notice that it's the same playbook every time. The moment they start leaning right, that's when the accusations come. And it's the same ones: sexual assault, racism, um, feminine, LGBTQ, things like that always come after everything. I always just think that people don't notice that it's the same thing over and over and over again.
Okay. No, I'm with you 100%. I want to see it played out more fairly as well, but at this point, it seemed like the left. It seemed like media itself is more controlled and more and consumed a lot more by people on the left than they are people on the right. It seemed like conservatives are
Very
more concerned about facts and truth and going out there to figure and you all, it's like conservatives want to watch commentary and content from people who can back up whatever it is that they're saying, whereas the other people are watching things for dramatization and entertainment. And if something is really ramped up drama wise, then they want to run with that. So of course they're going to target the people who are on the opposite end because everyone look at their side of thinking as a team. I'm on the team conservative. I got to take down team liberal, or I'm on team liberal. I got to take down team conservative. But you're right, though. When it comes to mainstream media, it seems like only the conservative people are the ones who are being targeted, and that's highly unfortunate.
and targeted after they switched, not before. That's the big
Yeah.
deal. Is they were fine with everything they did beforehand, but not as once they start switching. It's he's a racist. He's all these things. Once they start figuring out things, once they start researching, then their past matters, but not before. Definitely not before.
That's yeah. Well, you're right, Big Mike. Can I ask you a question though? If any of these allegations are true, how would that shape your understanding or your opinion of the whole thing?
Well, Russell Brand isn't a real conservative anyway. So the talk about politics when it comes to him, he's middle ground, leans one way or the other, depending on me. If they're true, if they come out to be true, the man should be facing accountability. Absolutely, there's no question about that. It's just you need to go watch the video. One of the girls that he used to mess with back already made a video, and she actually said that the reporter and an station contacted her, asking her to join this Russell Brand. And because she said no, he was fine with me. He never did nothing wrong with me. They just cut her off and acted like she didn't exist. Go watch her video. Released a video saying that they've contacted me twice trying to get me to do this, and I said no. So they are actively trying to find people to go after this man. I'm not even a real Brand fan. I remember back when he used to pull his loony stuff going into Fox News and making a big show of it and all this thing during Trump. I'm not even a huge fan, but I've seen the steady nature of what happens the moment people decide, hey, the right ain't so bad. They have some things to talk about. They have research to read. So let's go read that. Right when that happens, oh man, drama central. Drama central. It's always accusations. It's always, oh, you did this, you did that. And I'm just saying, okay, well, if those things, he did those things before he was conservative. Why wait till now? You know, if your ideals say, hey, this is horrible. Where were you 6 months ago? Where were you a year ago? That's all I'm trying to say is the hypocrisy and the way people deal with, especially celebrities and online talent, things like that. Once they go a little more conservatively, it's just I just find it kind of funny that it's
Do you?
always afterwards, never before.
I think it's Trump fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I blame Trump.
What did he do? Oh
He
yeah.
started it all. Yeah, when he switched from Democrat to Republican, I think that really made people lock in with their teams, and their vitriol for the other side became okay. It's like that now. They probably felt like they were let down in some type of way, and now is everyone who switches from left to right, they are being treated the same way that Trump was being treated. It seems like that's the playbook. It seems like they're going right back to the Trump playbook whenever it comes to someone that they don't want to listen to, they don't agree with, or they believe is becoming way too successful in their lane, and they don't have to depend on them in order to do that. I don't have to act in your movies anymore to be a millionaire. I don't have to join your networks and do your interviews in order to be successful anymore. I don't have to do stand-up comedy for you in order to be successful. So that sucks, man. But you're right, Mike. I'm with you, Big Mike.
I will. As far as Trump goes, I hated that man for 25 years. I didn't like The Apprentice. I thought he was a blowhard and narcissistic. I was a Ben Carson guy. I've been following his career for a while, and I loved the man. And it wasn't until he told him I was disappointed in him, and he said, sorry, but Trump is the next closest thing to my. And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, go look up his campaign. I said, no. He said, I'm sorry, just go do it. So I did. And I went from hating Trump for 25 years to voting for the man because I started reading everything they said that he did were lies. It was easy to find. The things they said he wasn't responsible for, like the woman, the paying off those people's houses because they helped him with his tire, that was true. I mean, these weird things that I looked up, I always thought were BS, were true. So I went from thinking Trump was one of the most narcissistic playboy, a-hole in the world, to realizing this man could really do something for the country. And I went from people being like, yeah, when I was talking crap about him, to being like, fuck you. Oh, sorry. Forget you racist. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't like the guy, but he's got a point. Look at him. So I have a very unique perspective on Trump because I disliked the man for years. He made a name on being mean. But now I'm just like, hey, if the guy's got a point, he's got a point. So I voted for him twice. I'm not
Well,
ashamed at all.
Well, I appreciate you, big dog, and I have to end our conversation because the audio is not that great. But I know that you have remarkable things to say. Hopefully, when you join me next time, we can hear you a lot better, man, because you are cooking on that end, and I can hear every other word almost, and it's not coming on this side. No, it's all good, big dog. Next time it's gonna be on point. But much love to you, man.
I'll get a better connection.
All right, my
Same line.
man.
Keep it up, man.
All right, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Yeah.
All right,
So
brother.
hold on one second, guys. I apologize for the sound quality and all of that other stuff. Really trying to make sure that people get their opportunity to come up here and have a conversation and whatnot. But I'm glad we had a great conversation today, and I see a few people are jumping ship, which is cool. Much love to you all. If you're not already following us on Locals, please make sure you do so. LFR Family on Locals. We're also on Rumble as well, trying to build a fail-safe, a backup. But but YouTube, I will say this. YouTube has a business to run. And if they believe that something does not look good on their brand, no pun intended, like Russell Brand's current situation, they're going to walk away from them. And at least until the smoke clears. Once the smoke clears, okay, come on. You come back. You come on back. But until then, okay, bye-bye. You go and handle that over there. God's will on earth. I tried to pull you up, but you have a lot of noise on your end, so I did not. My bad. So, guys, I apologize for the sound quality again on the other side of the gentleman I was just speaking to, but he did have a lot of good things to say, and I wish you all would have been able to hear him without it being anything too trying. So that's pretty much all I have for today. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next stream. Again, thank you again for joining me. Thank you to all of my mods who helped out in the chat. And thank you to everyone who participated in the chat. Thank you to everyone who liked the videos. And who liked this video, who liked the live stream, who showed some positivity, and who treated one another with respect. And I really appreciate it. Much love to everyone on Rumble. Much love to everyone on Twitch, and all of the super chats. Anyone who submitted a super chat comment, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It does matter to us over here. All right. And again, special thank you to everyone who joined me on stage with something to say. Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Big Mike. I believe those were the only two who joined me today. And I look forward to seeing more of you on the next time we go live. We're about to go do some things, pay some bills, and I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all, and y'all take it easy. Make sure you love on yourselves as well, and give God some thank yous for all of the things that he has done and is doing in your lives, the way he protects you and your family, feeds you and your family, and just provides and keep you healthy and keep you strong and everything, man. Just shows you love and how to love so that you can show it to somebody else. That all comes from God, whether you believe